Hello and welcome back to the Working Rover Time channel. I'm Ian, and that's for all the people who last time said, look into the camera, not at the screen over here. You're right. I'm new to this, not familiar. Anyway, projects upcoming in the pipeline. I have a lot, and a lot of them rely on each other. A lot of them are like contingent, very, integral to the success of each other. So, for starters, the big one, two-door. This is ready to have the body pulled. I've got a cherry picker here, got the body right there. I just need to flip this around, do that, and what I'm going to do is run a post through these fender arches and set it down on some pipe jacks that I've purchased, about 45 bucks each. So we are doing this with no lift, cherry picker, but the idea behind this is that I really want to make this something that anyone can do anywhere. You could see I am in the world's worst driveway. This is not ideal conditions. This is not a mechanic shop. I'm not a mechanic. I don't have high-end tools. I don't have the things, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm showing you how you could turn this into something amazing using your big brain. So this is going to get lifted up front end with pipe jacks. I'm going to swing the cherry picker around, pick up the rear end, stuff some, 2x4s underneath it. Who cares? So that is the next stage for that. Now the front axle has to, we did the rust restoration on the rotors and bearings, or the hubs. Now we need to replace the bearings, seals, gaskets, bolts, list goes on and on. However, before that, we have to do rust removal on the rest of it. We've got an entire brake system there. We've got 2 calipers that are probably seized. We need to figure out how to rebuild a caliper. We have a lot of things we need to do. So that's still in the works. That's all in my driveway. Or in my garage. I've got a ton of the parts ready. So expect a video soon on that. I'm probably gonna start working on that here in the next few weeks. And then we're gonna pull this body off. Not necessarily in that order. Then I've got the 4-door rust bucket up there that is, I've got to start pulling the drivetrain out of it. I've got to pull the drivetrain, I've got to pull the engine harness, I've got to pull the interior harness. Now, if that is something you want to see, let me know down in the comments, please. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to do it, but whether or not, I videotape it and show you is, I guess, up to you. I don't know. I'm not doing this for me. But, so we've got that. So I've got to pull all that stuff out of the 4-door and then ultimately pull the frame, probably cut the body off of the frame, and then see if we can do a little frame restoration on that, see if we could swap this onto that so we can keep that spin, because this one, not so good. So that one's got a clean title and everything. This is going to be very perfect. So I'm pulling out all the stops. We're doing all the safety stuff. This is my 1992 4-door trail truck. This thing is a workhorse. I love it. This was my first Land Rover. This thing looked amazing whenever I first bought it. Ran horribly. We got it running. Yeah. This is my first time really digging into this. The transmission never really worked. It worked if you rode it down into first, then ran it up second, third drive, and then it would cycle up and down, except down to first. So whenever you came to a full stop, you'd have to rack that thing all the way back to first gear and then walk it forward again. So something was wrong with that. That transmission is right there on the other side of this 3.9. This is the original 3.9 that was in the car. This thing had seen better days until I got my hands on it, and then it was begging for the old days back. So this guy has coolant in the entire driver's side bank. If you just let it sitting, if the expansion tank elevation was higher, it would lower, and then the cylinders would fill up. So we've got some leak in there somewhere. It's broken. I'm gonna rip into it. What am I gonna do? Break it again? Dumb. I'm gonna pull all the little bits and bobs that are worth anything at all, and see if I can, convince some other people that they need the parts that I've got. So got that, got a bad transmission back there that might as well rip into because it's broken. We've got another 4-speed auto that's going into this bad boy. So this guy, story time. I took it out on a like 500-mile trip out to Wintergreen Mountains. It's a ski resort. In the off season, they let Land Rovers in, and the Land Rovers will have their little weekend and stuff, and you know, drive all the trails, take all their pictures, that sort of stuff. And then you know, we drove it back home. So I ripped on that thing. I literally that weekend on a closed course, 95 miles an hour. I've got a picture of the speedo, or of my GPS, because my speedo was not working. Got it up, and it was amazing. Everything was amazing. That was going to Wintergreen. Coming back from Wintergreen was just as fine. I didn't go that fast, of course, because my wife couldn't keep up. Can't hang. So anyway, this guy, I was gonna take it to work on Monday. Drove it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Got it home on Sunday. Fired it up on Monday, and whirring, grinding, terrible, awful noise that I've never heard before in my life. So, and I've heard a lot of noises in my life. We've got to get a new transmission of that. That's what I'm expecting it to be. I don't know, just another thing. Oh, what else? We've got the LR3. I've given up on the LR3. So the deal with that is that it was never meant to be like a long-term project. And, you know, whenever I encountered like a little bit of rust on the bolts and stuff, I was like frustrated because, you know, this is way more than I bargained for. But at the end of the day, like, I've never let anything dumb like that beat me before. Let's go walk back down there. I got something to show you. So, this is like never been I've never been one to like not let something go. I don't know how to say that. I will fight it out to the end, and in the end I will learn or I will lose. And I don't know if you can see that. I think I've lost. I don't think there's anything that can pull this thing back from the graveyard. New York. That was my first clue. To walk away, run away, sprint away, hobble away, get away any way that I could. But alas, I didn't. So we've got 2 more shocks to put on there. I don't think that I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to actually pull the old shocks off. I'm going to call Cap, our junkyard, and I'm going to have them take this to its final home. So there's that. And then what else? You may have noticed a little bit earlier, we have a disco door. That is not for me. I'm in possession of it. I am in the works of obtaining 3 of the 4 side doors for a D1 from a buddy, and that is because my friend Jake with Gates Garage has a $700 disco that he bought from a construction worker. It's like kind of a piece of junk, so he's getting it fixed up, and from there he wants to get it sealed up. He wants to do a set of half doors, kind of safari style. He's got a really cool plan. I don't want to spoil anything in case he dips into it at all. So stay on the lookout for that. I'll try and update you as best as I can, but tomorrow we're going out southwest somewhere to go pick up a second disco for Jake. So that one was $550. Does not run, alleged head gasket, but who cares? $550. It's got door cards. You're set. You've already made your money back. We've got this massive 400-pound air compressor that does not run, but I am told that it needs a motor. So, boom, motor, good air compressor, 220 volt, doesn't have 220 volt. So, back in my days when I used to own a Tesla, I had a breaker that I bought with the intention of installing a charging system at my house. Tesla got totaled, someone else at fault. Anyway, car's gone. I still have the breaker. Let's make it happen. Let's talk, me in this old house, and we're gonna get it sorted out. So we'll have an air compressor, ideally. Maybe we'll learn a little bit of two-phase wiring. I know enough about it that I don't mind working on it. Easy peasy. And then from there, I will have the ability to paint. like paint booth paint. I will have the ability to sandblast. I will have the ability to do things that I haven't had before. So that'll be super cool. I'm very excited for that. That is a massive boon. Thanks to Michael Moore over at Sports Car Workshops for that. I'll do you proud. And yeah, so stay tuned. And finally, the project that I'm most excited about is this little guy right now. This, if you don't know what this is part 390767RH for a 2-door Range Rover Classic. Now, this will run you 220 British pounds. This ran me 30 USD from, what is his name? Roadside Works with an X, ROADSIDEWERX.com out in Colorado. Fantastic shipping, everything, stickers, love it. Anyway, we're gonna take this and we're gonna recreate it. So the idea behind this is that I had asked at some point whether or not we wanted to do metal casting or if we wanted to do forged carbon fiber. Both viable options, but forged carbon fiber is gonna feel a lot lighter. It's not gonna feel as well made. It's gonna be kind of flimsy. No, not flimsy, that's not the right word. It's gonna feel flimsy. This has some, I could hit someone with this and this would hurt. So this guy right here, aluminum. Aluminum has a melting point of 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I've got some options. Aluminum is the cheapest metal. However, you got to get it hot before you can cast with it. And then you've got pewter and tin. Pewter is like a tin's little brother, if you will. So what those do is they melt much lower, maybe like 900 degrees Fahrenheit. So the idea is going to be to take this piece, reverse engineer it. This one was done with a 2-piece mold. You can look at the layer lines. You can look at, I say layer lines, it's not layer lines. You can look at the casting lines. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, you can kind of see it, a little shimmery. That's a casting line, so this was at least a 2-part mold. You can see the little sprues inside from where they cut off the vents or the spouts that they filled it with metal with, and that was fine and good. However, I think that I can do this in one shot, maybe even more than one handle at a time. And the way that I'm planning to do that is I've got to reverse engineer this, which is a very technical way of, I need to measure this. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it into Fusion 360. They have a free program for those of you who really enjoy free, and it is amazing. I've made some awesome stuff in Fusion 360. It is super capable and very well worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate this. I've got a 3D printer, which I know not everyone here has a 3D printer. I've got a Bamboo A1. I bought it for 200 bucks, maybe 300, maybe that'd be a stretch. But they sell A1 minis, Bamboo A1 mini. You can get them for 150 bucks, which is insane. So I think that that's like pretty reasonable. So the idea is to take this, to print it at a in a hollow mold, like a hollow shell, if you will. And so then I'll be able to take this, I'll be able to pack it down. Imagine this is the little hollow piece that it 3D prints out of PLA. I'm going to take this, I'm going to drop it down into a bucket, insulated bucket. I'm going to pack some sand around it, some other odds and ends to hold the sand together. And then I am going to pour metal straight down into this plastic. And what that's going to do is that's going to melt the plastic. The plastic's going to escape via fumes and vapors. And what I'm going to be left with is this, sitting there in that little bucket. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to save 220 British pounds. So, I'm super excited for that. I've got to do a little bit of research on the backside to see if it's cheaper to build a smaller forge that can heat pewter or tin and save some money on the equipment side, enough to account for pewter and tin's pricier ingots. So aluminum, like I said, is cheaper, but takes more heat. So That's got to be a little bit more robust of a forge, but I think that I can do it. I think that it'll be cheap, and like I said, everything on this channel is made so that the average person can do it, okay? I'm not here to like blow anyone's minds with like all of my crazy tools and stuff. Like, I am out here doing it in like the world's worst driveway. I'm out here doing it by myself. I am out here, me, myself, and I. So if you have any ideas, if you want to see anything, if you just have questions, like, let me know, and maybe we'll run through some videos on it, because I am super excited to show you everything that I'm super excited about, which is a lot. And from there, we can talk, you know? Drop a comment, drop a like, drop whatever you want. I love this thing. My wife hates it. Caution. That's appropriate. But a lot of good parts on here. So, very excited. Very, very excited. Get hype. Let me know what you want to see. I've got a lot of stuff to do. Probably not enough time to film it all. Even right now, I'm doing this kind of like in between projects. So, let me know what you want to see, and we will get it done. So, and if there's anything you don't want to see, tell me, and I'll try to make it happen. So, we got a lot to do. If you want to see me tear up old 3.9s, if you want to see me break into transmissions, if you want to see how I transmission swap this, I've got an LT230 in this, heavy boy. So, you know, it's a whole deal. If you want to see how I do it, how I would do it, let me know. I am an engineer by trade. I look up stuff on YouTube, I find out how it's done, and I see how I can do it better using cheaper tools, less equipment, worse working conditions. Look at this. This is a mess. You're lucky I blew the leaves and cut the weeds. It's just how it is. Very busy. So, welcome to my Rover graveyard. Stay a while. Peace.